Well, hello, and good afternoon, folks. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and do one of these dealies here. So, yeah, I may have gotten the title wrong earlier. Sorry. I know, it happens every dang time, just nobody even needs to mention it. I know, I always forget the title. It's fine, though, because it's all fixed now, hopefully. I usually would just restart it, but screw it, whatever. If it updates, it updates. So, here is the deal. Nowadays, we basically have dudes. They're about the same dudes as last time. So what I'm gonna actually want to do, where's Dio's team yet? You know what, let's change some stuff here. Let's change your formation around a little bit. So Dio is actually going to be going all the way to the back here. So he's still going to have 2 slashes no matter where he goes. These guys are going to go up in front. He is just going to be leading an entire group of just suicide grunts. Now, the reason for this, according to what I've been told, apparently when you're leading units like that, the leader will always the leader is what it saves their kind of information, as it were, to. So, for example, in that case, they should be getting oh crap, wrong thing, oh, you guys are gonna die. Well, this is gonna be a waste of money. Anyway, so yeah, with each time they get into a fight, it basically gives you 1 experience for each of your little soldier grunts. These guys could not be any more screwed. I forgot that we had to go to a starting area. So basically, all the apparently the areas just kind of update over time as far as what you can potentially fight there. So this is like some crazy high-end super beast area that I'm having all these guys train in. So that ain't gonna function too well. But anyway, so yeah, every time they fight, each individual soldier counts for 1 XP, or each individual one that survives. And then that value gets assigned to the leader, and then once that reaches 100, they get a promotion out of it. At least that's how I understand that this functions. So, might be wrong on that yet. These guys didn't even make a dent. This is, that is some embarrassing crap right there. Yeah, way to start this off confidently. Okay, Dio, go train! We're gonna have to go train against flying, like, beast monsters here. Pretend that'll go well. Yeah, I don't know, how this is really gonna go, but that's the last of our money, so we're gonna just go ahead and move right on here. I can't help but notice that, yeah, we are starting to drop behind for every party that isn't Steve. Oh well. So, let's see, Warriors of the Fallen Kingdom. That's basically everybody under Lotus, though, isn't it? Pretty much everyone? Probably. Hello, Bockhel. Let's see, is Centurion good for anything, male or female? As I understand, they just suck all manner of donkey balls, and that's it. As I understand it, the rebalance mod that's in the works, one of the first things they mentioned is making the Centurion not suck. Let's see, it seems that they are the enemy troops led by Raid. Oh, perfect! We get to kill Raid! Let's see, well, since the thrashing you gave him earlier, he'll want some payback. Good, we can kill him twice as hard then. Then, let's go kill the Nazi deck, why not? This... Okay, I was going to say this map looks familiar. Yes, that's because we've been here before. Also, I can't help but notice this actually looks very similar to one of the maps in March of the Black Queen. But yeah, so Centurion, not terribly amazing. I've never personally had one. Again, this run is a blind challenge run. So yeah, I wanted to lead the ferry run off on a... I kind of wanted to finish it off on a bit of a weird, unique situation. So, okay. Castle Dunkweld will be our headquarters. Yes, we can dunk weld on everyone. Let's see, we'll march on Castle Brinkard, a day and a half west. Q must take the castle. Intelligence indicates that the concentration of troops increase the farther west we go. They're taking a defensive stance. Well, shame on them then. Looks like they're lacking direction. As I said, they're led by Raid. You'll win at any cost, so they're directionlessly running around at any cost? Okay. As new already, they've been enlisting more experienced men. They'll be tough, but don't give up. Okay. Use your men to their potential. So basically, use Steve for every fight, you're saying. So Steve, Butts, and Rick doing their usual. Alright. Good. I'm kind of planning to just use Steve and Butts as the spearhead, more or less. So, usual strategy. They go out, Steve takes the slightly easier route, or rather, Steve takes the crazy difficult one, Butts takes the slightly easier one, and yeah, they just keep on going. Okay. Hopefully we'll get another fancy sword at some point, so that we can give Steve that thing. See, blind as in you haven't finished it before? I mean blind as in I've literally never played OV64 up to this point. So, yeah. The way that the fairy run started was back in, let's see, back last year. Was doing some stuff for One Vision, and yeah, was suggested, hey, you know, what would happen if you tried to do the entire series using only fairies? Like, well, each of the games technically has fairies, but then over time it turned into the Mosquito run because gremlins were basically the same thing in most of them, so it added some flavor to it. And then for this one, the little soldier grunts were included because, well, basically with both of the Ogre battle games, you have to have some human person in the party leading them, so there's one person per each group, but still, majority mosquitoes. But yeah, up to this point, I've never had any opportunity to play OV64. It just wasn't in the cards, so that's kind of that. Alright, I am worried about this birdie. It is very unfortunate how quick this birdie happened to be here, so let's dispatch everybody. So in this case, I'm going to have Butts go take the first town. I'm actually going to send Rick out to the second one, leaving everybody else on defense, for the time being anyway. But yeah, so yeah, let's have Troy on defense. Now let's get Amanda in here. She's pretty survivable. I can't help but notice that, yeah, we are not really doing well on AoE, so hopefully we're going to get all the requirements to make a Doll Master or something like that pretty soon. I'm vaguely aware of several of the concepts of this game, but again, it's still just a learning over time kind of thing. Are you trying to unlock secrets without guides? Have you finished Ogre Battle? Yes. March of the Black Queen was the one right before this. So it went Knight of Lotus, then One Vision, then March of the Black Queen, and now this. And bear in mind, this is on an Iron Man rule set, so if at any point Steve dies, or the so yeah, if at any point Steve dies, that's the end of 4 games worth of run. So yeah, up to this point, just barely made it. Like, Knight of Lotus, with all of the highest possible stats that they can achieve, it still wound up with a situation that they were doing about equivalent damage to a normal unit by the end of the game. So that was great. In March of the Black Queen, actually, the strongest squad ended up defecting the battle before the last one. Canopus' squad ended up defecting at the very last battle. So ultimately, it was this absolutely nothing unit that just happened upon the crown item in order to be able to become a princess, become just overpowered as all hell. Yeah, if there was ever a unit in any strategy game that was overpowered, oh my god, I've never seen anything so OP in my life. Like, like, literally, they were the most nobody unit that I had. They were literally so bad I was about to go friggin' leave them behind and just have a bunch of units without a leader. But yeah, ultimately what ended up happening is just, well, they were just kind of sitting there. Like, well, somebody happens to find a crown laying on the ground, they slap it on her head, and she just becomes a beast. So that was kind of that at that point. Okay, what's your deal? Why do you get a cutscene? Go and kill them, fear not the pain. What the hell? Says the guy in armor, sending the guys in pajamas to go attack. Okay. Also, I want that falchion. Give me that thing. I don't know if that's actually a falchion, but whatever. I want it. I almost feel like I want to turn on battle animations so I'm not missing when they're completely doing nothing? Okay. Man, you guys are an impressive load of crap, aren't you? There we go. Yeah, alignment down from how much of a trouncing they gave them. Fair enough. But yeah, March of the Black Queen. The utter randomness of that thing was hilarious. To give you a brief synopsis of how that run went, right off the very start, ended up getting a Lich a few battles in. Then from there, the entire rest of the run was spent trying to kind of work our reputation back up. It never happened. Like, we tried and tried and tried. There was one time when it got about a third of the way up after a ton of effort, and then I think like 7 or 8 towns in a row drew reputation down cards. At which point it was just accepted that Rick, the Lich there, he was basically a guy who required several battles to even get his charisma up. So we just basically decided that he's so impersonable that he managed to somehow alienate the entire world on our behalf. So it was the only possible explanation. So, yeah, that's kind of where that went. But yeah, it was a success ultimately. Through the effort of Steve's fairy squads, which, to be fair, in MOTBQ, fairies were pretty strong by the end. Like, that one leading squad, or at least the one that ended up winning the run, they had, let's see, they basically had, what was it, 6 full AoE attacks against the entire enemy squad. Not to mention they were getting buffs the entire time. Yeah, it was dumb. It was some dumb crap. But yeah, that game was fun. I really liked it. That one was blind too, by the way. The only ones I had played, Knight of Lotus, I've played the hell out of before, because that's just something I grew up with. Yeah, let's have Butts retreat back to town here, maybe send in Trita or somebody to... Actually, no, let's send in Troy. Troy, I'm going to need you guarding up here anyway, so let's send him in. I have a feeling they're going to send that bird squad to try and take towns. We're going to have to get rid of them. But yeah, so Tactics Ogre on Knight of Lotus, that one I ended up playing... Like, I was doing challenge runs when I was a little kid of that one. It was the very first time I beat him, like, man, I need to make this harder, I need new stuff in here, I need all kinds of new stuff, this needs to happen, I freaking love this game. And so it happened. So I kept going and doing all kinds of different runs, and I've actually been sharing some of those recently. So hopefully some folks might potentially get some amusement out of that. But yeah, that one is fantastic for challengers. Then there was... I don't like how many birds are flying around. I'm gonna have to deal with the birds before we do anything else. Somehow I have a very... Stupid alarm. I have a very unfortunate feeling that we're gonna have to deal with those birds before we do anything, because they're probably running around the map to try and snipe the HQ. They did mention that, you know, that he was going to try to win at any cost, and that kind of seems like it. Though why everybody would just straight up give up as soon as we end up, you know, losing the HQ is anyone's question. I kind of feel like it should be that nobody ends up recovering or something if they take your HQ. Maybe later on they'll explain that, you know, Hugo was the key to making the entire plot happen or something. Let's see. Merchant Black Queen promotion requirement is quite annoying sometimes. Do you usually try to min-max? For example, with OB64, no level up MC until final class gets max stat growth. For MC, I'm assuming you mean main character. No, basically all I did was just leave Steve in the very front of everything and then let him fight entire armies by himself. It's literally what it broke down to. That it was just run out, throw a, I think he was using Phantom. Yeah, Steve attacks with ghosts, of course. He is the murder fairy, after all. So anyway, he was throwing out clouds of ghosts at people, so he just runs out, attacks, hit the retreat option, and yeah, their charisma and alignment were 0 for pretty much the entire run, but that strategy effectively cheesed almost everything in the game. There was one boss fight near the end that ended up changing, and in that one... Actually, wait, we need Steve on this. So on that last boss fight there, or actually no, it was like 3 or 4 battles before the end, there's a map with a bunch of islands on it, and specifically a guy with 4 Black Knight guards. Those ones kept respawning over and over every time they died, obviously because he was a leader unit. So it wound up being the most abusable thing I've ever done in the entire thing, which that was the one where the reputation was almost seeming like it was going to go up again. It all ended up getting completely erased by random chance. So finally I was like, screw it, we're getting infinite cash. So we get infinite cash. In the middle of that infinite cash, I get that that one item that basically lets you summon up a, summon up a merchant. So I use that to basically get like, I think 10 or so intelligence boosting items for Steve. At which point it became clear that he could run into that boss fight, nuke all 4 of those high-level knights there, essentially, weirdly enough, get his alignment up, because I guess they were evil or something. Only by 2, but it was still something. So, he could go in, nuke the entire map, take all the experience from them, including more or less like a level up per fight, And just do with that ad nauseum. So I think he was near max level by the end of the thing. Like, it was nuts. Yeah, these birds are getting on the nerves. Yeah, we're gonna have troubles here. Definitely gonna have troubles here. Yeah, so far OB64, it's been much more difficult, I'd say. Like, in general, it's been more difficult. I was considering at some point to do OB hard type and see if I can be beaten by fairies. That probably wouldn't be on an Iron Man rule set, though it's way more forgiving compared to the Black Queen, because the only way you can get a game over in that game is if your leader dies, which almost happened a couple times, and only one time was it because of a risk taken during a fight. The rest of the times were because I was an idiot and used the Sun card, and because they had 0 alignment, that basically meant that they hit them for like 99% of their health or something. So he would just get completely nuked. One time it was necessary because it basically won a fight at the cost of his entire squad, and basically bring him down to, I think it was like 4 health. But then after that, we kinda did better. At least mostly. It's just, yeah, it was like an instant lose button every time I saw it. Oh man, these birds! These birds! I don't have any cards to make these fights any easier. Alright, you friggin' birdie dickholes. Steve's coming for ya. I'm gonna be pretty pissed if we end up losing here because these stupid friggin' floppy bastards. But we'll see what happens. Right, come on, just finish these guys already. Come on, the squad is nothing! They are nothing! Just finish them! Oh, well, whatever. Whatever! And they'll just keep doing that ad nauseum, basically. Okay, Barbara's ready to attack. Let's see how badly you disappoint. The answer is usually always. Also, thank you for basically sticking outside of the fortress instead of staying inside it. Okay. They're slightly harming these guys. Useful. How useful? Yeah, you guys are getting kicked out of the fort. Alright. Let's see, I usually try to stop using main character until Chapter 4 and to gain class growth from level 1. You get different class growth? Weird. Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, it's perfectly sensible that he wouldn't be able to, actually. Or that you'd be able to pull that off. And go for leader. As long as their leader's gone, this group is done. But yeah, they only have one guy that can even attack the leader. The leader's pretty jacked up right now. Good, good, good. They scared him off. They might end up using items here. Okay. I've just got the other birdie squad to deal with. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an issue. We really can't progress anywhere without this. Well, progress, whatever. Whatever, it's one of those burned out kind of days. Not actually burned out at all. It's just an overcast day. Come on, butts. You just barely won it. Thing is, if I could get Steve to encounter any of them, they probably would be toast. It feels like they're retreating somewhat, so okay. Mr. Steve, please go ahead and eliminate these birdies. I know those guys are gonna probably go across the mountains, go find something to do that way. That bird's coming. Oh, dang it. Okay, you know what? Take out this one. As weird as it is to target them. Alright, you go ahead and attack weakest. Get rid of that little soldier guy so he stops distracting you. Or, never mind. It's just going to be an endless stalemate. Okay, soldier guy might die next round. I don't think they've got the damage war formation to be able to deal with little flappy annoyance in the front. Yeah, we'll say March of the Black Queen's just general stats were kind of jacked up. So if you didn't know, there's actually a version that ends up taking a lot of concepts from OB64 and putting it over back into March of the Black Queen. So that's OB hard type. Yes. Okay. Good. There. No, wait. That's just their front guy. Whatever. Whatever. That's fine. It's at least something. Made some minor progress. Again, it's just Steve and Butts at this point. Like everyone else is just kind of here. Well, except for Troy. I guess he's got potential. He's got some potential. We definitely can't knock him for that. And these Chuckleberries came in with flipping dragons. Good to know. At least he has a friggin' laser sword that cuts through the sky. Don't know why you're able to get what's normally endgame weapons right at the very start, but screw it, I'm not complaining. Okay. Alright, come on, Steve. You really need to get in there. See, Chapter 3 and 4, your Steve gets class upgrade. It's like leveling a Paladin from 1 instead of Soldier's Knight to Paladin. Interesting. Alright, well... I guess he's just gonna be having some jacked up stats for the endgame then if we ever get there. Right now we've kind of hit a bit of a complete stall here. I can't really make any progress without Steve, and he is... We're gonna go with busy. He's just off on a walk. It's a little bit like what's it? It's a friggin' Helsinger Bridge. He's just off on walks. It's like, oh, what happened? Oh, he just set the countryside on fire. He was out for a very enthusiastic walk. Come on, there we go. One's gone. Yeah, Butts definitely holding his own better than I would have ever expected. Like, especially with just a generic knight guy. His squad is just absolutely wrecking face here. That one healed up. What are you doing? You're supposed to target unit. There we go. Yeah, it's just Butts pretty much doing everything. So you get more stats that way? Yeah, I've been... one thing that I was told about is apparently there's some random enemies that might be able to drop stat items. I've already found that they can, you know, drop some random clothes items and things like that, so... We'll see. We'll see in time if that might prove to be something that's possible. Right now we are kind of broke and running a lot of really crappy soldiers. But I have a feeling if we can get Barbara leveled up at some point, like maybe if she stops taking, I don't know, taking losses every single time now, maybe she'll have some potential. It's hard to say so far. There we go. Finally Steve gets to show off a little bit. Now he ends up hitting just as hard with his regular non-crazy magic sword thing. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, you can heal all you want. You guys are boned. Freaking cavalry's here. Steve, Dio, Leah is affected by that. Some items like Stone Sword give extra stat every level up. Oh. Oh! You don't say. Also, wow, that sounds wildly impractical. Freaking training with a stone sword, that's some Minecraft crap right there. Maybe I can pick up that item and then justifiably put Minecraft in the tags and suddenly get all famous. Oh, somebody mentioned a Minecraft. 1 billion subscribers right away. Oh well, oh well. Let's go ahead and keep slashing away at this flipping thing. There we go. That's why his squad works. As they don't even get any experience from these fights anymore. Yeah, I gotta say, between those three, I never would have expected Leah to be on that particular... Ooh, you don't say. They decided to take a nap. Well, I guess they can die then. Please, 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 can you just finish this annoying little soldier guy? No? Okay. That's fine. You just keep going up, one experience at a time. Because they end up going for 100 rounds and finally level up. Alright. Actually, you know what? Butts. Or... hang on, what is their condition? So he's down, we got Hawkman, We've got a single Hawkman. Okay, good. So, I'm gonna send Barbara in. See if she can... Okay, if the 4 of them can take on one guy. And then, just in case they can't, I'm gonna send Leah in to clean up after them. Okay. Or, you know what? No, forget all that noise. Let's get Aznabel in there. Surely he might be able to take out one guy. So yeah, send all 3 of them in. Ooh. Wait a minute. Curtis, let's see, you've got a single Barton, got a Fairy, Hawkman, and another Hawkman. Okay. I feel like maybe Leah might be a better candidate to take on those guys. We'll send you out there. So if Barbara can finish the job on the right, then Aznabel isn't needed, and he can move left. Okay. That's what we're gonna do here. Alright. One guy taking a nap. Surely you can figure this out. Oh, never mind, I stand corrected. And wildly impressed, actually. They can't even take on a single guy with it snapping. Awesome! Also, he's gonna get thrown across the river, isn't he? Okay, no, he hit the map edge. Good. Four, Pierce. It's just weird that, yeah, she only gets 1 heal. Which makes it kind of impressive that this entire team can't possibly outdo 1 heal. There we go. Maybe in time, Barbara will be able to beat these guys. But while that's happening, I'm going to step away for just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Wow, seriously? This guy managed to get more health in the time they've been attacking him? This is kind of great, actually. Maybe they've got healing items that they keep using on him or something. Definitely feels like they're becoming more of a norm. Come on, Barbara! Come on. You've eventually got this, I'm sure. He's only got 30. I think the odds of him falling asleep are too low to even work at this point. There we go! Congratulations. Wow. Okay, I expected them to be low enough level to the point where they're actually getting a ton of experience there. That was nothing. They just suck. Wow. Okay. You go ahead and just join the attack here. You go after this leader of this unit. Aznabel, you do the same for this one over here. I don't know why I can't directly target them. That's weird. Anyway, so that's, what is it, 2 of 3 bird squads dead? Because one of them's the night squad, one of them's that birdie squad on the left. So yeah, dragon one's gone, the one with the 3 guys in front is gone, so it's just the one with the, what was it? I don't know, I forget what they had. There was some other one, I think they had a fairy off on the left or something. Okay. At this point... Yeah, at this point I'm just going to move Steve up here. I just need to be done with this fuster-cluckery up in front. So he's just going to go ahead and clean up. Actually, no, he's going to hang back. Let everybody else get their experience in. Come on, please beat these guys. Please accomplish something, come on. Got this. Oh, and I found out from last time, apparently they can't... not goblins, gremlins can't sleep. So that's good to know. You know, good little bit of information that probably would have been handy earlier. There we go. Here, you go after that squad now. Guess Troy needs to deal with these guys now. As if he didn't already have enough on his plate. Okay, and we got Hawkmen getting crits all over the place again. Fantastic. They're gonna take this town. Wonderful. Wonderful! Man, when Barbara loses so bad, she manages to make somebody else lose a town. Yeah, that's fantastic. The actual crap is going on here? There we go. Huh. Is he going south? There we go. Apparently these guys suck. Surely you can fight them. Yeah? Maybe? Okay, you know what? They're getting this. They're getting this. To be fair, Leah's squad is pretty alright. I thought they were Barbara for a minute. Barbara's the one that's absolutely awful. I mean, Leah's at least knocking people unconscious and whatever. So that's something. So I guess I gotta take back that previous comment. The Leah's class have similar stat growth with Valkyrie and Freya. If you overlevel her, her stat will suffer compared to generic. If I'm not wrong, Leah can use Hat Slot while Freya can't. Probably a lot of people will only use Leia for story purposes later on. Okay. Well, she's still one of the better groups so far. Gotta say, it's a little bit surprising at the sheer disparity between between Steve, Butts, and everybody else. Basically, at this point, I'm just trying to get them all some experience or something, you know? Come on. There we go. One guy's down. And slowly whittle away at these guys. What the hell? Screw you, buddy. Where'd that go? Why? What? Hang on, are they just insta-kill? Do they have an insta-kill move? Like the one hit was 33, but she had 50 or something. Yeah, well, Leah's out of the fight. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, Fatal Dance, so I guess that's just some random insta-kill move. So, what is your favorite Lord March of the Black Queen? I ended up using the female one for Steve last time, because they seem to change genders and everything else, and, you know, all that throughout the entire series so far. In fact, in One Vision, they were an Angel Knight, to make it look like he basically had just adopted a mech suit at that point. Actually, he was a completely golden Angel Knight. But what was I getting at here? I feel like the female one makes more sense logically. Dude, the male Lord in that one looks ridiculous. He looks like a flying metal album cover. Amazing. It's just downright amazing. Why those birds decided to retreat, I can't say. Right, Janine here. They're the one with the fairy, right? Okay. This is probably our one and only chance to go and finally take care of that situation, so let's send you out. I guess send Esnabel over to... No. I'm going to send Steve over to defend the town in his absence. Yep. Kind of weird to see that Leah's actually following the road back. Well, you meet him again? Yeah, no, we already have. We already joined him. The first half of this run was just looking for the giant glowing defect button. It's like, man, everybody we work for is a dick. Sure would be amazing if we had a giant defect button. And we found it, and we basically mashed the hell out of that thing. So yeah, Mr. Destin the Valiant and whatever. Rupture Rose? No kidding. Huh. That's early. Getting a lot of weapons early. Hopefully somebody can actually use that thing. And yeah, if you're wondering how I know what stage in the game a lot of these weapons that I guess technically haven't seen in this game before are coming in, because I've kind of played the whole rest of the series. I kid you not, that question has come up before, so I just figured I'd mention it. Like, yeah, it's literally just, I've played the rest of the series, so I know the purpose of all these recurring items. Which is why it was a little bit hilarious that in March of the Black Queen we found the Ogre blades sitting in the basement of a church. It was like very early on in the game. Okay, I think that was Barbara returning to base. We've already got one squad eliminated. I believe I can use an altar to get them back in commission. I might end up doing that. Oh, dang it. There we go. There we go, come on. Stab that fairy again. Finally ended up getting a crit. Oh, what kind of moveset? I actually really like the one that Steve ended up getting, which was the one with Phantom, just because it looked like he was attacking with a cloud of ghosts. If we're talking about... let's see, the first time when I was doing testing, I ended up getting one with the Ice Field ability, which I have to say, that one I didn't particularly like, just because the animation for it was crazy long. Let's see, aside from that, I've seen the Fireball one, the Nova one, that looked really cool. But yeah, I just really like the Phantom one. It's quick, it looks impressive, it's nice. And funnily enough, I think with that level up, Barbara might potentially be starting to get some, I don't know, some good stuff going. It's probably about time to move Butts off of here. Actually, no, he's going to stay. So Steve's going to lead the charge, Butts is going to stay on defense, because I don't really have anybody else that can take on those birds, if any of them are still out there. Let's see, I got to 195 and then I missed last shot. That sucks, man. Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to get him. It definitely takes a lot of just practicing and eventually feeling it. Come on, hit that fairy! They need that one! They're surviving on one right now. See, isn't it hard to raise alignment? I don't know. I mean, literally, alignment was just not a thing that came up in that run. I tried really hard to give them some alignment, but yeah, no. You get the worst possible ending, I'm pretty sure. The ending was basically, oh yeah, and then everyone turned around and murdered you. So, not ideal. Not ideal. There we go, finally. Reckon finally. These guys have no offensive potential left whatsoever. So, yeah, they're just gonna get finished off at this point. It's about time. Yeah, alignment down, whatever. Troy, you just keep at it, man. I feel like one of my shots didn't do proper damage. That's because rockets are busted in LR. That's why. That's the bird squad. Yeah, Troy, get back here. You did what you needed to do. Get back here. Steve, you're going to go ahead and take this town. Because this birdie's coming out, and I want this bird dead. Nope. Take care of that mess for me, please. And I do like that the AI seems to think a lot more in this game. And yeah, the overall functions, like as far as units staying dead and all that kind of thing, definitely if you like that, if you want to go back to March of the Black Queen and play it in a bit of a different light, see a bit more challenge out of it, see what happens when the formations aren't garbage, that kind of thing, just go play Ogre Battle Hard type. So yeah, that mess is pretty darn dandy. Okay. Getting some dodges, good. The leader's getting some punishment, but so is Steve's squad here. Yeah, I'm really glad the Griffin doesn't have that AoE windshot ability. Let's see, stop playing because Chaos Frame Charisma and Alignment is complicated. Favorite Lord is Yunuki Lord. Oh, that one. Okay, yeah. As far as the different Lord classes go, I didn't go through all of them. But yeah, no. As far as alignment and everything goes, it's like I like the idea. It's just a little unintuitive as far as how they implemented it. So who knows? Anyway, alignment down. Fair enough. Whatever. Level up. Get our levels 5 XP at a time. Let's see, our different type of Lord moveset. I'm not sure. I have a feeling they do, but I really don't know about enough about the original to say for sure. Oh, Nuki's the cannon one for the... Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I just figured machine gun ghosts. He's just there with a friggin' Uzi firing out ghosts. Right, come on, I know we might lose Mosquito here. Yeah, it's time to... No, it's time to use a healing item and keep pressing on. Okay, pause, please. No usable items are in the inventory. Steve. Please go ahead and use one of them heal pack thingies. I know we're very early into the fight, but just do it. Okay. Good. Alright. This seems like a nothing squad, I would figure. Ooh, he got leveled up. Yeah, when Steve gets his buff off from that front ferry, stuff tends to get pretty awesome. What the hell? Does anybody know if that insta-kill move can work on Steve? Or for that matter, if it actually is an insta-kill move? It definitely would be good to know that. Okay, took that. Barbara's coming in to hopefully lend a little bit of support here. By any chance does this have a shop? No. Okay, tell me what the stronghold's up to then. Will Wentius feel the ravages of war like the South did? So you hope you won't stop it, but I guess that they control everything. Well, these dudes are going to be gone by the end of the day, hopefully, so, you know, we'll take care of that. And, yeah, then that guy can just go ahead and be a good guy, presumably. Alright, come on, Birdie. Let's do this thing. If we're going to think the Lord will be useful for liberating cities only, Ice Cloud and Thunderlord moveset seems bad compared to other in-game classes. Isn't... I remember Lightning being really useful, though. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Come on, take out their frontliner. Yeah, I'm actually starting to see some decent damage out of these guys. Hopefully they have just enough time to recover in this city, though. Considering this is the quote-unquote disorganized version, I'm a little worried. Alright. Let's go ahead and send one of these squads down here to defend this town, so Rick can hopefully go ahead and do some stuff. Yeah, Butts needs to stay exactly where he is. This should be the last Birdie squad, I think. Seems like they sent all of them in order to try to take the HQ. And yeah, this guy is just intentionally retreating to the next town every time that they lose one. So I'm assuming they're going to keep trying to sneak him around, so we're going to have to cover all the areas here. Make sure to have somebody still sitting on defense. Let's try to use Aznavel up here. He'll probably just die like he always does, but, you know, it's worth a try. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to say if he loses, whatever, screw it, he ain't coming back. Because his amount of failures have been pretty depressing so far. Yeah, and then I want to get Rick over to here. Go ahead and take this one out. Yep. Let's see. He's gonna 2 times Thunderall instead of 1. To be fair, none of the classes, nor to the Black Queen, are terribly well balanced. That's another thing that Hard Type ends up correcting, that it fixes a lot of the super OP classes and boosts up some of the weaker ones, like all your Samurais and whatever end up getting a bit better. But, wow, they left that town completely undefended? Strange choice. Alright, let's see what we can buy then. Probably nothing. Got Great Bows, the Father Sword, yeah, nothing really new here. But yeah, no, as far as attacking multiple times, I don't think anything... Okay, no, it's just some super move, it's not an insta-kill move. I thought that's what that was. But okay. So, what's it? Pretty much everything is going to pale in comparison to something like the Princess class there. Because, yeah, they just tend to rock absolutely everything. Alright, Barbara, maybe you want to go ahead and give this a little bit of a go, though I highly doubt you'll do any better. And once we take her out, we can probably start moving units up across the mountains. By moving units, I mean we just send Steve in, as usual. Wait, poor Buster might lose his channel if Article 13 goes through? What's that? What's Article 13 about? Seems kind of some absolute BS there if that's something that would happen. Typically, I tend to reserve judgment on those kinds of things until they actually start showing some signs of happening. It's like, what? People in Norway or wherever he lives can't have YouTube channels? Okay. Right. I want to go ahead and turn on battle animations for a bit. I just want to see what this fatal dance thing is. I say killing off the last guy that can use it. Well, never mind. Ooh, sweet. Levels. Yeah, I think Barbara's team might actually start not sucking. Let's see, Checkbuster's latest video. Okay, I'll do that afterwards. Hopefully that's not the case. Move to the stronghold, please. Wait for them to fall asleep. Rick. You know what? Yeah, you go ahead and finish them off. Why not? But, just a brief synopsis. Who does it affect and what does it do? Because, again, in a lot of those cases, it's stuff like, oh yeah, you know, we're totally gonna end up losing everything, there's nothing you can do, and then it turns out it's like some very oddly specific thing off in the corner that affects almost no one. And whenever there's panics over things like that. Like, in all honesty, the whole... There's one thing that I personally thought really sucked, but it didn't really affect anyone that much. But, you remember when YouTube did the whole thing where it's like, okay, you need 1,000 people in order to monetize anything? Which, I mean, I had stuff monetized for a good long while on there, but bear in mind, over the course of... What's it, like 4 months? Something like that? That it stayed monetized. I didn't really get anything out of it. It was $8 over the course of those 4 months. And, yeah, it was just nothing impressive going on there. They never actually ended up sending me those $8. Apparently there's a minimum that you need in order to be able to get it. But whatever. So, it's just, unless you reach certain numbers, it didn't wind up being that practical anyway. But, anyway, hopefully it's, nothing that serious. This goes through everyone in Europe on every website. Run from Europe is screwed. That seems weirdly Orwellian out of the blue. Alright, curious to go check that out. Let's see, Yanuki is Samurai Master on steroids, higher strength growth than Paladin, Sword Master, Dragoon General, Borderland and Human. Attack 3 times in the front. Oh, monster strength growth? Yeah, that sounds pretty friggin' OP. Come on. Should be able to get away with attacking this squad twice. Go ahead and tell them to attack weakest. Okay, good. She's asleep now. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of attacks should do this end. So yeah, one more attack, they'll be able to take the one on the left, maybe get a few more promotions out of that, and then they'll be able to finish out the second one. Alright. Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, the thing is, as far as somebody losing their channel off a basic European rule, Mr. Cow, without knowing the specifics, Europe can't suddenly decide on a rule that affects California. Bear in mind, YouTube is run by Google, who is run out of California, so they can't, unless they basically go and say, oh yeah, we're banning Google, which, yeah, good luck making that work, it's not a thing that can happen. But again, that's without actually looking into it further, so I'll take a quick peek at that later. It's just that's the thing. Most of the time, if there's something, you know, big enough, it'll just wind up being isolated enough that there's really not a whole lot that can instantly go and get rid of it. And a YouTube channel especially. It just doesn't seem like a thing that's realistic. Just based off of a vague opinion, or just the vague ideas taking place there. Right. Mr. Steve going to take on the birdies over here. It's like, I've heard you like flapping around. Try flapping without wings. The YouTube released a statement saying how bad it will be if it's passed. I mean, yeah, they can put it out, but again, it would only affect Europe. They can't do a whole worldwide thing with that. But we'll see what happens. I'll, again, I don't know the specifics to say more certainly than that. It just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would just come out of the blue. See, with only one strength higher per level, not that OP. Maybe. You never know. It's actually funny, so was showing off tactics over... Well, actually, you were there for that, weren't you? The difference that one little decimal point made. The difference of 1 stat per level instead of 0.1 stats per level. Very big difference, very big difference. And my god, is the balance better. It's still not good, but it's so much better. Oh. Okay, good, these guys are leaderless. I think we should probably go ahead and feed them to Barbara or Rick, maybe. This kind of feels like the way it's going. So Steve goes in, decapitates the team. Everyone else goes in, like Steve's just feeding his friggin' flappy kids here. Alright. Rick, how would you like to go consume a birdie? There you go. Mr. Steve, how would you like to go ahead and hold this town while he does so? And I guess we'll maybe send Troy in for good measure. Gonna have him defending the town for now, but if he can get some levels, that'd be great. Yeah, it seems like they're just holding over here, so we haven't even reached their main defensive wall yet. We've just been dealing with their scouts and crap. Actually, you know what? I've got another computer right here. Let's just go ahead and pull up Article 13, see what that's all about. Yes. Finish her. Let's see, Ogre Battle, magic seems more OP. Yeah, in everything Matsuno related whatsoever, magic is friggin' OP. And it's funny because, Vale likes to joke around about this whole thing. He's like, well, you know, if you end up looking at it, it's kind of like Matsuno's constantly trying to make archers OP left and right, to, you know, kind of counteract the whole magic thing, but then all the casters end up shining through anyway. Probably a really good example of that is in FFT, where it seems very early on, they're like, oh yeah, no, these archers are hitting so hard, they're going to be OP, it's going to be a problem, and then they just wind up being thrown in the trash around mid-game and never come back. But then you get stuff like Tactics Ogre on the PSP, and this wasn't as extreme in the Japanese version, but in the US version it was like, okay, basically everything fell into a dumpster fire about halfway through. Well, actually about 3/4 of the way through the main story, except for archers and ninjas. Then there were a bunch of stuff that just kind of hung around mid-tier, just kind of barely managed to hang on. But then you get into endgame, and it's just like, you can either use archers, or you can use casters, or you can just piss off and not use anything, because that's all you're going to be able to use. At least, unless you metagame the absolute hell out of it, and I kid you not, my best example of this is when one of the guides is talking about one of the basic classes in the game, they're like, oh yeah, you can make this good. You just need the equipment set from one of the rarest sets of equipment in the entire game. Yeah, okay. Sure, that's the minimum requirement, huh? Minimum requirement to make them not garbage. And I don't mean like, oh haha, they're just not very good. I mean they are just horrible. They're really, really bad. Now, let's see. Article 13. So what is Article 13? Online creativity under threat. Wait, meme ban? What? Friggin' what? Let's see, new copyright directive has stoked viewers that memes will effectively be banned and platforms will need to pay publishers when people link to their websites. What? That's retarded. What idiot came up with this? The magic is not... Let's see. Archers and FFT are only there so you can learn concentrate. Pretty much. Pretty dang much. I think they got like jump +2 or something, or was that thief? I don't know, I have everything about that whole game mixed up in my head thanks to Cerebro now. Oh, what the hell? Rick's actually becoming good? He did like 40 damage there. See, we'll never use Archer for FFT. So it's funny, in the Cerebro mod for FFT, they actually ended up adjusting it a little bit to where... Yeah, let's go ahead and move you up here. But yeah, they adjusted it a little bit to where the Archer basically functions like it does in FFTA2, or their trick shooter kind of class. And it works so much better. They're really nice. Like if somebody's going and charging, they have an ability that'll go and interrupt their charge. Or, you know, they have the ability to go mess up their vision, or basically give... What? I have no idea what just happened with Troy there, but whatever. He's going to move down and defend this town, which will open up the opportunity for Steve and Barbara to go charge up here. Okay, Barbara's broken camp, fair enough. We'll see. I really... Are all the birds gone now? Alright, I'm gonna leave Butts behind for safety until I can confirm that all birds are gone. Because I have a feeling the second I move him, they're gonna start moving those birds up. Yep. Let's see, compared to generic story characters week, there's something weird happening. That's the weird part. Okay, so what's really funny is between all the Mitsuno stuff that I know of, you know, off the top of my head here, it cracks me up that in stuff like OB and whatever, it tends to come in where they're a stronger version of a basic class, but then they end up getting outclassed by generics down the line. Because it's like, they're really good at being this basic thing, but then, you know, they eventually drop off. But then, you have stuff like in FFT where you get unique characters and there's really no reason to use anyone else. Or you get stuff like the US version of Let Us Cling Together, where uniques are just so well and beyond more powerful than everybody else that it's not even funny. And it just kind of bums me out to a degree that when they came up with the Japanese version, they found the solution to that, and that your generics that you've been using from the very start just get better over time. They just passively get better with every level that they are as that class. And yeah, so it comes in that your characters are just stronger by, you know, sheer stats because they've been with you for a longer time. But then these unique characters come in with just basically with much higher skills than they likely would have gotten by that point. Of course, the downside is that it also kind of jacks it up in terms of if you end up leveling up all your classes and maxing the game out, there's literally nothing you can do aside from going and getting like 500 friggin' cards off the ground to be able to actually raise them up. But anyway, personally, I just see that as kind of you're failing at the metagame kind of thing. But anyway, that's the problem with class limitations as it is anyway. Personally, I really like what they did in FFTA2 as an example, wherein the overall endgame wasn't necessarily too amazing, that the overall balance didn't change too much, but skills tended to make up the majority of the challenge there, and, well, you've basically maxed somebody out at 50. There was no swapping somebody between classes and whatever else. So, either way, it was pretty handy. Again, still the ideal, I feel, is what One Vision did, where skills are entirely how you end up boosting all your characters, so everyone kind of just has their own little growths of the different skills that you want them to be training, whereas when it comes to... Oh crap, I kind of thought they would have taken out the leader there. But whereas when it comes to the actual level, the class is just an independent thing. You level it up over time, it's not really something to worry about. Right, so he's scared off just about everybody else. It's another Shaneberg, he's defected. Oh my god, it's one of these idiot teams, are you serious? It's just a roguing flogging party. Man, that's something else. It's a roguing flogging party. What do you guys exist for? What's your deal? Yeah, they're gonna guard or miss all of these. Steve's looking in a little bit of rough shape here, but... Okay, to explain why I'm kind of confused about this party, these guys exist solely to buff monster units. There's no reason to have a squad of 5 of them. They are achieving nothing! We're gonna actually have to retreat here. Alright, let's have Barbara and Troy move in at this point. See if they might be able to clean up everything that's here. It's unlikely, they'll probably have to retreat, and then a recovered Steve will have to move out here. Alright, move in. Do your business. In fact, Troy... You know what? Steve might be able to take the town. Because for some reason they're all getting... Oh, crap, never mind. They're not getting scared anywhere, they're right there. It's just those 2 that got decapitated. Whatever, half their army's gone. Finally in PSP, he can learn sword skills. Yeah, it's funny how pre-One Vision, there were so many classes that just basically had the ability to use weapons that they could never use skills for. Like, it seemed especially weird where you had stuff like Buccaneer being available for Canopus, but the only actual way for him to learn how to actually get gun skill on him was to go teach it to, let's see how to go. You go teach it to a Fusilier, then you give that Fusilier an Ogre Blade, then you have him use that on a generic Hawkman, who, basically then it transfers that character plus all their skills into that Hawkman there. You then go ahead... Well, crap, they're not doing so hot. They got rocked by the roving flagellation squad. So then you have that guy go ahead and die, then you basically feed his remains to Canopus, who then learns how guns work. Because pulling a trigger is that hard. So yeah, One Vision just changed it to, hey, you have the ability to use that thing? Congratulations, here you go, here's the skill for it. All I can really say about this squad is they're kind of fast, I guess. And they just killed Troy. Okay, well, run. Yeah, we're gonna need Steve for this. Fair enough. Let's see. Gonna give him some samurai abilities, level up Agris, and hopefully 9 these things don't grow so well. But that sucks. Alright, Barbara, look, I appreciate the effort, but you can just go ahead and go back. Let's not even pretend you have a chance here. Now, we know the location of the last bird squad, so I'm gonna move Butts up. It seemed like Rick was relatively effective. Where the hell he's at. Okay, so Rick's up there. Actually, I think I might have Nancy move up there. Switch places with Rick. Or not. You know what, we're just gonna wait for the moment. But yeah, looking at this Article 13 thing here, this is really dumb. I mean, they're basically trying to say that that a sharing company, or that any company that has a website or that has content of any kind, has to know every single word of what everybody's doing in order to not infringe on a copyright, which they believe memes are now doing. Cool. Seems like a whole lot of dumb. Alright, Hawkman joined us, good choice. Yeah, link tax, of all things. Whatever, I don't want to continue reading that, that's depressing. If it happens, it happens. Nothing I can do about it. Anyway, moving on. So, how's the potential new Orwellian regime treating everybody? Don't want to accidentally infringe on those copyrights. But to be fair, it is a little bit funny, because I get a pissy email every single time that I put up a One Vision video that happens to feature the intro. To, like, for example, if I go and start up a thing of One Vision and it happens to contain any part of the opening menu music, I'll just get a pissy email like, oh yeah, just so you know, we're monetizing it for Square Enix now. You get nothing. Like, oh, that's mean. You mean those 2 cents I would have otherwise gotten? That's a real shame right there. Let's see. Should level her as Geomancer, more PA. See, Mimic and Calculator are OP and FFT. Yeah, calculators have... That's just the most OP anything's ever been. Well, aside from the Princess and March of the Black Queen, but that's... I mean, that's just basically an instant win button. As soon as you find the crown, you've basically found the win to the entire game. If you make any squad with that character and just at least have some common sense about how to use them, you've basically won the entire game, there's no question. I mean, there may be some other stuff that could potentially hit harder, but none of them are as much of a complete 180 to whatever the character was before. I mean, we're talking characters that can go in with absolutely no stats whatsoever, have nothing to actually back up their job, and they'll still be able to pull it off. Also, wow, Roving Whip Squad is just completely kicking me in the nuts here, wow. Screw these guys. Ugh, what dicks. Too long to level till 9-9? Yeah, that sounds like bullcrap. That does not sound like a fun run at all. I mean, there's... Honestly, if you can beat the game at level 1, there's really no reason to go all the way up to 99. It just feels like a waste of time. Actually, I've kind of never liked the idea of having 99 as your maximum. Okay, good. They can keep fighting. They took almost no punishment that time. Oh, it just occurred to me, the sword skills you were talking about were... Okay, Troy got retreated. Yeah, it just occurred to me that the sword skills you were talking about were, oh, what was it, the Gafgarian ones? Come on. Steve's in really rough shape with no real way to heal himself here. Good. Okay, their leader's gone, so that's 3 decapitated squads. If I wanted to retreat him now, I could. He's still kind of holding up okay. Thing is, he can't really take another onslaught from the Whip Squad. But he needs to at least try. Worst case scenario, he can retreat. That'll give him time to get away. Come on, please hit. Hard. Come on, guard it. Guard it. Come on, missile that front guy. Whatever, they at least got something done. I just had a healing item, I might be able to pull this off better. Okay, first of all, they've got a defensive bonus because they're in a town now, so let's go in there and see what happens. So you're going to win this first, you have friends there. We actually just really need to heal in your town, sorry about that. If Steve heals at all, he should be able to beat their leader, which should permanently fix the problem of this town. Yeah, so he's got a few seconds of healing, hopefully it's something, but the defensive bonus should help them out. Yeah, thankfully they keep deciding to buff Steve, so that's what's keeping this party going right now. Please miss him. At this point, he can even retreat, and it's perfectly safe. Yeah, it's too risky. They retreat. Thing is, since these squads are now headless, they won't really do anything. They've got a fencer squad coming in, though. 12 grappler. What the hell is a grappler? Oh, those are the Balbadian guys, aren't they? Alright. Can you take this town before they arrive? Let's have Butts move in there for support. And I might be able to exchange items between the two. Okay, Fencer Squad is just sitting there, so Steve's gonna be fine. Butts can probably go in for cleanup, as can Barbara. Okay, so you go in, start just dealing with whoever. Let's have some trash squads move in here. Now, Katrina's the last one guarding here. Amanda, I don't think anyone's taking this town, so why don't you go ahead and take this one down here for safety's sake. And yeah, I think they're out of birds at this point, so I'm gonna move, let's say move Amanda here. And that way Rick can move forward. Potentially do some stuff from this end. We'll see. He's just gonna sit there for now, though. So grapplers are basically super ninjas with go ballistic back row attack. You can recruit a special character one, but there are dozens of opportunities to prevent him from joining. Oh, sweet. It isn't Andorus by any chance, is it? I keep thinking like he's supposed to have a reference in one of the other games. He's got so much backstory and luck, but then he just kind of dies. It's like, oh man, why did you do all this stuff, and why did you do all this other stuff, and how do we all know your backstory? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And then he just dies, and that's it. Okay. So Steve, what's your deal? Level 17, he's got a pretty good thing on everybody else. Oof. Looking mighty harsh, that's for sure, though. Right now it's really looking like maybe Barbara might be the big go-to here, like, despite the fact that she's completely gotten wrecked this entire time. She's done... Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, sorry. Welcome to the Thingy Vale. But yeah, considering how badly she's gotten wrecked this entire time, she's actually kind of starting to come into... Oh crap, never mind, those are golems, you're gonna die. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. I can't put you to sleep. That is lightning, it's not doing anything. Please fill up your bar so you can run. Actually, you know what, this isn't as bad as it could be. Yeah, you know what? All things considered, that wasn't too bad. I thought they were going to get completely ruined, but whatever. No, but yes, a relative of his. Nice! Okay, so I am completely right on those guys being what I think they are. Because basically, the little lore that I know of for a lot of the rest of it is just that all those guys basically got completely ruined. They joined the Lodician side of things, and they definitely don't care for shirts. Oh, the Fencer Squad is just taking a nap. How about that? Okay, go ahead and attack leader. Come on, they don't have a leader. Okay, whatever. Attack weakest, then. So that would explain what that whole, like, Dance of Death was, or whatever, that they were using earlier. I thought it was an insta-kill move, because it ended up taking out some characters pretty much right off the bat. Like, Leah and Troy are down at the moment. Just kind of dealing with the C team at this point. Let's see. Leveler is Black Mage, then Samurai skills, then she'll rival Orlando, match. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of stuff never appealed to me about FFT. It's like, I kind of like when it's just a natural thing that occurs over time, that you don't have to plan out class growths for somebody. And it's just like, oh man, I accidentally leveled them up too much as this one class. Now they're useless forever. It's funny, because there was kind of a version of that ended up happening for Vagrant Story. So if you never played that, your stats are somewhat randomized, in which you don't get to change your class or anything, but throughout the course of it, whatever you use improves a little bit, but then after every boss, you basically just roll some different stats. So some people will just go and save right before a boss and keep redoing that boss over and over and over, so that they can roll one particular stat, and then it's just like, it doesn't matter what it is, they just become insanely good at it. To the point where, like, if somebody wants to make a caster build, they just roll for MA over and over and over. And by the end of that whole thing, they'll just have somebody that can do explosions that will hit everything 6 times in a row with no effort whatsoever. They can just walk into a room and completely clear it. It's pretty hilarious. Yeah, that game's a pretty good example of the kinds of min-max bullcrap you can start doing. Now think of it, Mr. Cow, have you ever played that? Yeah, let's see. Andorus was a Nilbnese royal family who screwed over their country. The special one you can get is another member of their family, but I won't mention Andorus by name. Whatever. He knows the guy. It's close enough. There can't be that many, you know, dudes that hate shirts and love headbands. Well, actually, come to think of it, they're probably the Jersey Shore of the friggin' Ogre Battle universe, aren't they? There's like a bunch of dude bros running around with like headbands and no shirts. Like, oh man, got all these sick fist fighting skills, brah. Check out over here. I'm just gonna go friggin' have a fight with like Chad the Fistmaster over here. He just goes and punches lightning out his fist. Just, he has all these amazing powers, but all he wants to do is just somehow create lightning beer. Okay, these guys are going to take losses if they don't run. Please run. Please, Abyss work. Okay, good. Abyss worked. That guy might be dead. Finish it. Okay. We're getting phone calls. Go away, phone calls. Okay, whatever. They're at least getting something. Yeah, I know very little about stat growths for FFT. Aside from everything in the endgame is completely busted. Okay, this is doable, I suppose. I can at least get some damage in. Wish these guys would actually turn around and leave, so that they'd be able to go heal up a little bit. I wonder if Barbara would be doing better if we took those ridiculously huge wings off her head. Maybe she can't aim. What? From the back? That's what she said, literally. She didn't want to do it from the back. Alright. Like, either beat this guy or don't. Yeah, I've got no idea on FFT stack ropes. Man, she really doesn't want to do it from the back. Herpa, 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 herp. Repeating terrible jokes, cause why not? Good. Get your levels, fantastic. You know, Barbara might actually not suck after this fight. Who knows? Who knows? Power fruit was found. Yeah, we're definitely getting rocked left and right, though. Okay, Butts, I'm gonna need you to just do your thing here. Rick, I've got some rookies for you to eat. Num num nums, delicious rookies. So you can deal with that crap. Aznabel, I've lost all faith in you. You just sit there. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently he was supposed to be some really good unit or something. I don't know. He's kind of fallen well beyond dumpster fire tier, in my opinion. But maybe there's some reason for that. And likely that reason is because he needs support. He is a glass cannon of utter glass cannonness, and I have no support for him whatsoever. I would figure if I put a couple fairies in the front row, they both buff him at the same time. Speaking of buff, these dudes, presumably, just over here like, what are shirts, brah? Check out our claws! Got him at the friggin' discount, overpriced Sunglass Depot. Right, and that is a job for Steve. Let's see, Aznabel the Ironhammer, step 1, make him a Knight or Paladin. I feel like I should make everyone a Knight or Paladin. His Butts is utterly amazing. Meanwhile, everybody else, less so. Definitely less so. Is there any recommendation for female characters, by the way? As far as maybe some hybrid character that, I don't know, might make Barbara not suck? Yeah, I've taken too many losses to really risk anything. Let's send in Steve. I love how this random bird keeps coming out like, oh man, I got it! I totally got it! No, I don't. Bye! It's great. Let's see. Archer to Diana. Diana's do 3 physical attacks from the back. Yeah, that seems incredibly useful. B, why are they called Dianas? C, well, I'm assuming probably because of Wonder Woman there. But C, don't archers suck balls, though? Aren't they really awful? Let's see, with the level up and down trick, you can change stack growth, add a character, get to a point where they got 21 HP per level but no MP. Yeah, I think that's a point at which stuff has gone down the meta hole a little bit too far. Oh, there's Mr. Raid. Alright, Birdie, are you coming back or are you just running? Yeah, Birdie's just gonna run. Okay, so you know what? Let's go ahead and run this way real quick. Mostly because I want to see if I can just chase him off the map entirely. So he's just going to hang out by the castle. It doesn't appear like Steve's going to get charged, so I'm going to go ahead and have him camp. See about recovering a little bit of health here. Rick is still making his way around to go deal with these guys down here. Okay, what is your condition at this point? You're not bad. Mosquito is still damaged. I really like having the multiple attacks from the back row, but I feel like Mosquito is constantly taking all the brunt of everything. I really like his layout otherwise, it's just that one gap in their armor is really getting to be a bit of a problem. Because they're kind of limited in their offensive potential, because I don't want to lose Mosquito, and I can technically move them around, but still. The Western Division was the strongest, they were wiped out in an attack by Lotus, the soldiers were reassigned to supervise miners. Yeah, no, they're there to protect the money, dude. That's it. Let's see, Valkyries just kind of suck in the front row and suck in the back, even upgraded to Freya's. Okay, well, I'll try doing that whole Archer situation. Feels like it might be a little bit expensive, but we'll see how that goes. You are going to go out here. I feel like at this point we've mostly got this handled. So Nancy and Asnabel are actually going to leave their post over here. They're going to go take this town. If Asnabel goes down... Well, okay, I need to change him to a knight or something, because he's just trash awful. Amanda's going to stay back there in case they do have one more birdie hidden anywhere. And yeah, let's do this thing. Leah worse than generic Freya? Well, jeez. Poor Leah. Oh, Leah. Anybody ever heard that song, by the way? Freaking catchy as hell. Actually, the only time that I ever remember enjoying playing a Call of Duty game, of all weirdly specific things to bring up, was when this one time I was just sitting there listening to a bunch of just random stuff on Pandora, and for whatever reason it ended up bugging out, and it ended up playing Aaliyah over and over and over, and man, that was the only time I enjoyed playing that game. It was so good. Actually, recently I was going around and talking to any other relatives that had a PS4. I'm like, okay, I've got the budget to maybe buy one game. So what games do you people play? And one of them was like, oh yeah, no, get the new COD. Like, look, I know the new COD is better. I've heard it's better. It seems to be good. No, though, because I don't want to, because it's just not a formula I enjoy. I mean, it does what it does well, as it seems anyway. It's just... I'm not a fan of COD, quite frankly. It's not my cup of tea. It's a little bit too spazzy, kind of, you know, like games to think about things and enjoy them and all that kind of thing. Funny how they have that one guy hanging out in the woods back there. Let's see. Mostly raise tons of level 18 women to sacrifice them to see if any come back as Angel Knights, which are basically Holy Element Hawkmen. That might be a plan. Do they get any AoE abilities by chance? And can they lead squads? See, if you don't bench Leah until Chapter 3, Seraph stats... quite low, okay. Seraphims have the J word that I probably don't want to mention. An AoE Holy that hits in a cross pattern pretty hard. Okay, well, that sounds like something I want. Come on, take out the witch. She can't dodge everything. Oh my god, this is that last fight all over again. It's that last fight all over again! Ah, that's depressing. They're just like, yeah, sorry, one witch, just sitting here dodging everything. It's like the flippin' Matrix. Please excuse us while she murders everyone. Man, witches are weirdly good in this one. Let's see, Princess can also do AoE Holy. I'm assuming that's probably not as good as it was in March of the Black Queen, because that crap was broken. Actually, well beyond broken. Man, seriously though, I just want to repeat once again, the character that I used to completely stomp through most of the end game after the two best squads defected, they were literally so bad that they were about to be fired. Like, I didn't even care that I didn't have a good replacement for them. They were that bad. They couldn't win a single fight. They couldn't even stall anyone for any amount of time. And then just out of nowhere, they're like, yep, I'm sorry, I'm just the best character in the team now. You know, it just kind of happens. Just found this crown laying around, got superpowers. And wow, that looks like they're getting friggin' humped. What in the hell? Okay. She's gonna survive with 1 health, isn't she? This is seriously last fight all over again. Let's see, making Angel Knights sound cooler than they are. It's a pain to find their sword. Oh yeah, need a Needle of Light or something? Need for 18-year-old sacrifices to evolve. I toss my stat items to keep them competitive. But they fly, so they could make a group leader. So far, the upgraded Hawkmen have been completely kicking us around left and right, so I'm assuming they're probably a pretty good unit. Good. Good! They're gone. Man, please stop humping my weird gremlins to death over here. The little Ewoks. Huh. Let's stack and get pretty insane, though, with all the stat boost equipment. That's... Funnily enough, that's the other one that I was using. They just defected right before the very end. Okay, so they took that town, fair enough. Looks like we got Nancy moving on over here. What's moving on over there? Rick is just kind of staring at this guy's butt for some reason. Alright, go take care of those gremlins, buddy. You've been given that job for a good long while now. Why sacrifice 18s? That's basically because they have to be level 18 in order to be able to turn into angels. So again, it seems a little bit backwards that you're supposed to already have their equipment in order for it to happen. Like, they're just sitting up there in the pearly gates like, oh man, you know, I really, really want to go ahead and give this guy promotion, this lady a promotion. Like, ah, I'm sorry, you don't have the right needle with you. Can't be having that. It's just bad form. Alright, screw it. Steve, clean up. I've got like 10 minutes here, so clean up it is. Steve's about to have himself a party. Requirement of electric equipment actually gives int per level. No level equipment OB64 only stats. Well, I don't know. I don't know, Vale's pretty obsessive about OB64. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about there. Alright. Well, it's just Steve sitting there just shaking his head like, come on. You guys have been at this for ages. Yeah, by the way, Vale, I think you kind of missed it earlier, but the roving flagellation squad over here almost killed Steve. It's just basically a situation where it was one guy with a Rupture Rose, and 4 guys... Well, it's supposed to be a Rapture Rose, but whatever. Somehow that just seems fitting. There was one guy with a Rapture Rose, 4 guys with just whips. They drop wet leather, and some leather chest pieces when they're done. But yeah, they're just roving around whipping people. And for some reason they were very fast, so all of them just friggin' machine gun down Steve. To the point where he was at 19 health, and it almost, any crit would have just killed him at that point. See, Seraphim are okay in the middle row, Angels stab twice in the front row and throw holy frisbees. Now, that sounds like what they did in March of the Black Queen. And use the ability which we won't name in the back. Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that the fan mod was going to fix, by the way. Just because that word's taken on some pretty unfortunate meanings since these games came out, so they changed. I think they were changing it to what was it, Megiddo, which is basically kind of a similar meaning. I mean, Megiddo is just the more or less just means apocalypse, but it sounds cooler. It's just the apocalypse is supposed to happen on the plains of Megiddo, is I believe the line that's the full version of that line anyway. Let's see, Buckle is right about stats. About level 16 is when you hit the right stats. 18 with bad RNG. Gotcha. Probably use it, but not mass produce it. Magnus is still level 1. Friggin' Magikarp! It's gonna Magikarp it up. True stuff there. Alright. Wreck. Steve knows nothing but wrecking. And I currently have 4 minutes to win this fight. Perfect. Are you guys gonna level up now? Now 3 experience from taking out entire squads? Good to know. Okay. Now... Oh good, a heal seed was found. I don't know. Okay, one of the things I hope the fan mod ends up fixing is the fact that when you end up finding items on the ground, you don't end up getting those items. Oh crap, we have a paladin squad over here. Led by frickin' Napoleon. Frickin' 15th century Napoleon over here. Like, oh, I have no cannons! I got this sweet helmet. And a bunch of dudes that love wrestling without shirts. Alright. But tell you what. We're not gonna bother with the rest of this crap, just, go ahead and warm up this fight for me, would ya? Now you go ahead and deal with this one. I know, we're potentially missing out on some maybe optimal stats or whatever else, or level ups or whatever. But I think we'll manage. It doesn't seem like one level's the thing that makes the difference. And Barbara, I'm gonna have you give one more try over here. I don't know where the actual witch hut was on this map, but I suppose we'll see. The butts are ready. Hey, Mr. Raid, you going dead. Let's see. Mosquito has the benefit of not getting any of us onto any government watch lists. Exactly. No complaints. Expect kidnapping 18-year-olds on part, probably a good way to get on list 2. Talking about Angel Knights. Fair enough. Let's see, not only turned against us, made us enemies with them. Well, then why are you joining them? Also, these are the same folks we started with, we just kind of crammed them into the fairy blender, and this is what poured out. So you force everything on a week and do nothing by yourselves? Okay, fair enough. Actually, a lot of these guys just joined us passing by on the street, to be fair. As in most of them did. Also, is that the flippin' Ogre blade, though? That thing looks a lot like the Ogre blade. It's a little bit less spiky than usual, but still. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Yeah, no, I think Butts might be able to own this guy. Yeah, Butts hits harder than Raid. Butts is the true king, confirmed. Oh, wait, I had the Pedra! It just activated, and I couldn't use it. Dang it. Oh, the one with the blue hat? Or... Stronghold. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's cool. Neat. Okay. It's good to know. Alright, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let Steve win this thing, then. You can probably just head back to town, then. Kinda happy with us here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Steve can just go ahead and wreck these guys with no problem. What's his team? I mean, they've seen better days. They've only had one casualty this fight. But we're gonna have to go back and spend a lot of money to get people back on their feet. Hey, come on, attack leader. Oof. Oof. Yeah, goodbye. Nothing that these guys can really do, to be fair. So they're probably going to lose this town, but I'm assuming everyone's just going to retreat once all's said and done here. Oh, Nancy, you are just having a bad day. That is not a good combo for you. Man, poor little gremlin guy. Run yet. We can't run yet. Come on. Please run now. Thank you. So you definitely turn on animations for the Pedra? Okay. Fair enough. I will do so. It's funny, because I always have a tendency to say I will gladly do so ever since we started watching Moana on a regular basis. So if you've never seen that movie, they have this giant crab in there. That's doing this whole shtick of like, oh, if you expect me to talk about myself, I will gladly do so! And yeah, the song annoys the hell out of my wife, so we end up having this thing, like, I just found myself saying that on a regular basis and just started getting an evil stare every time it happened. He's like, you better not say it. Oh, man, Nancy's having a real sucky day right now. Like, she just escaped, she got chucked into the other one, then got friggin' launched into these guys again. Okay, I'm gonna turn battle animations on, because, oh, dude. Oh, dude, that poor gremlin. Get out of here, please. I think that's Leo? No, Leo's is my team. Or Steve's team. They forget what Lich requires. Don't people save up low-level caster to Lichify for the stat growths? Yeah, okay, so that's yet another team that's leaderless. And they ended up healing. Yeah, this stuff's getting tricky. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of cool crap that you can do. Like, there was a lot of interesting stuff you could do. Like, the best caster you could possibly get in Knight of Lotus was just you take a random soldier, and you basically just feed them just enough of your starter MP boost or magic boosting items to be able to turn them into a witch. You have them convince one male soldier to join your team, which is, it says it's a 4% roll. It's pretty dang low. Sometimes it's higher than that. But anyway, so it gives them an emblem which lets them become a witch, and then you make sure to have them named Deneb and give them I think you have to make them chaotic, and she'll basically join you at that point. So she turns into Deneb and basically becomes the strongest caster in the game, and then usually you can have somebody at that point by I think like level 5 or so. So for the rest of the 45 or whatever levels, they will just completely wreck face. So you could technically, from the very start of the game, have the strongest caster. Alright. Steve, go ahead and just kill this a-hole. See, hey main character class, I want to remove the blue sash. Dude, that thing is so stylish. Hey, frickin' excuse me? Ah, that is some dickery right there. That is some dickery. Getting blue-balled and taking out Raid here. And I think I'm actually gonna have to call it after this fight though, because that's all I had time for. Fall asleep, please. So I suppose if they decide to take an exceptionally long time, there's a chance we might be able to use the Petra here, because yeah, they haven't even gotten their second round yet. Okay, there's that second slash. Come on, take you little a-hole bar. There it is. Ow! Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit pissed. The only MC can use the stone sword. Crap, his team's in really rough shape for this fight now. Ooh, but he gets a different cutscene. This time you die. Okay. Well, you don't really plan to explain your plan to anyone, so okay. And if you maybe were less of a dickhead. Also, maybe don't tell him to get ready and just get on with the fight. How bad of shape is everyone in? It's vaguely rough, I'm gonna say. Nothing I can do for the first round here. Use guard, dodge, whatever. Yeah, okay, as long as that keeps happening. Alright. Wow, Butts actually hits harder than Steve. Alright, fair enough. So we have the option to run at this point. And he's a leader, so I doubt he can be put to sleep. Guard, guard, guard. Steve's alright, so I'm gonna wait for the Pedra, because I want to see this thing. Yes! I can use it! Finish him. With fire? What? It's a summon? Like, I heard it was kind of a summon, but I didn't think it was that literal. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. See, he was tempted to remove it using cheat. I want to use stat growth. Mr. Buckhell, are you by any chance... I'll let you go for now, we're doing this crap. Well, Mawkins would never been involved. You're the one who involved them, you dickhead. Recall, how dare you make me do the things I did? I went and got an entire country involved and dragged them into this whole project. But no. Gotta make me feel bad about it. But yeah, so Mr. Bacco, are you by any chance part of, what's it, why am I friggin' so brain dead right now. The Discord for the fan mod for this game. So I definitely, before I forget that I have that thing, can I give that sweet shield to Mr. Steve here? Or is it going to be one of these things where like, oh, I'm too heroic to use this shield? What the hell's the friggin' equipment anyway? Okay, there, Steve. Okay. Nope. You've only got metal titties, and you've got that. Okay. Well, I think Butts has probably earned himself a better shield. That's for dang sure. Oh, you know what? No. Butts is doing alright. You know who needs the shield? Where's Mr. Troy? Currently dead. Okay, well... that's a bummer. Oh well, he's got his family shield, so we'll just let him keep that. Yeah, we'll leave that. So, there's a lot to really fix up before next time. Let me get you the link to that Discord real quick. As usually I'm getting messages from there on a pretty regular basis. But basically it's just a whole, like a kind of mini forum type of thing that's constantly accepting new people's... Okay, hang on. I don't know how many uses this has, so... there you go. So if you go ahead and join that thing, they basically regularly take advice and everything else for the mod they're working on. It's supposed to be a common sense rebalance, like many of the other ones that I cover, just kind of showing off all the... They have regular demos of the kinds of stuff they've figured out they can do already. They've got all kinds of cool things that they're working on and all that. So either way, have fun with that. Maybe see you over there. And yeah, I really got to get going here. So I will see you guys later. Have a good one and take care.